KREM 2 News at 5 begins now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. Tonight we are closely tracking two deadly shootings in Spokane and Spokane Valley last night. At this hour, we're bringing you team coverage of those shootings with more details about what we currently know. Our Janelle Finch is live from East 7th Avenue. That's where the first shooting took place.
Meanwhile, our Nathan Hyun is on South Havana Street tonight looking into that second shooting. Starting with Janelle tonight, though, she spent the afternoon talking to neighbors and getting more answers about what happened. Janelle?
Tonight, we're learning a 17-year-old boy is dead and two young adults are injured. All three were shot here in the East Central neighborhood last night. We also learned that Spokane police found and recovered a vehicle they believe was possibly involved. East 7th Avenue is quiet Thursday. A single piece of crime tape is one of the only markings of Wednesday night's deadly shooting.
It is pretty horrifying. You know, no one wants like a shooter in their neighborhood.
Joel Hahn says he heard the scene unfold from the moment shots were fired.
5 or so like loud sounds, kind of like a gunshot. It didn't normally sound like a normal gunshot, but it was like kind of through my window, so it was pretty muffled. So I just kind of discounted it as like kids playing with like fireworks. And then there was like a delay, an additional shot or two.
But when first responders flooded the street, he knew the situation was much more serious.
An entire squad of cop cars, 3 ambulances and a fire truck just kind of show up and start taking off, canvassing the place. It was kind of quite the ordeal.
According to Spokane police, 3 people were shot near his apartment. One 17-year-old boy dead and 2 young adults injured.
Hopefully the people were, like innocent and not just like some random people a part of the drive-by. It's kind of scary that it happened so close.
Hahn has lived on 7th Avenue for 3 years. He says a crime of this magnitude is uncommon. Hahn and other neighbors say the area is more prone to loiterers around the park and trail. Last night, KREM 2 spoke to 2 friends of one of the victims. They said the victim called them moments after he had been shot. Now, we don't know the identities of those victims, only the age and gender of the 17-year-old boy who was killed. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will continue to update you with the latest. Live in Spokane, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. And we are joined now by KREM 2's Nathan Hyun in Spokane Valley.
He's at the scene of that second deadly shooting from last night. Nathan?
Mark, Whitney, we're here near 2nd and Havana where one man was found dead inside this home last night. Now police say that the man didn't live in the house but was found dead with people that knew him. There was quite a scene on the corner of 2nd and Havana for most of last night and into the morning. People who live in the area say they woke up to police car after police car driving onto the street.
Sounded like a gunshot across the street and sirens going on, and all of a sudden the police show up.
Police arrived at the house around 8:40 p.m. after they received a call saying someone was dead inside. When police arrived, they found a man laying on the living room floor and he was pronounced dead on the scene.
Yeah, it's crazy that it happened right across the street. Something like this is not surprising, but pretty shocking that someone died.
Major Crimes investigated on the scene for most of the early morning. They spoke to 3 people who were at the scene, but they were released without charges.
I'm not totally worried for my own safety, but like I say, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
One man who did construction at the house says he was surprised when he learned someone died.
I worked there. I've seen people go in and out of there, friends and family. They're good people. They just had misfortunate events.
Police say that no arrests have been made, and it is also unknown if the shooting had any connection to the shooting in East Central. Police say that this still remains an active investigation, and anyone with information about the incident should call Crime Check. Live in Spokane Valley, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. Of course, we are continuing to follow both of those situations closely, but for the very latest, just head to our website. Of course, that's krem.com.
In the meantime, we want to turn to our other big story, which was another sunny day across the inland Northwest. We certainly were enjoying it. We want to send it now to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, for a quick look at the forecast.
Check this out. How beautiful is this evening over Lake Coeur d'Alene? Absolutely gorgeous. The lack of wind, the water's looking fine, but keep in mind it's still rather cold. Right now, Coeur d'Alene, the air temp sits at 37 degrees, 39 in Spokane, 36 up in Deer Park. Moses Lake was in the 50s, but quickly dipping back down into the low 40s, 42 in Ritzville, and still near 40 down across much of the Palouse. Overnight, we fall back down below freezing widespread, so just get ready for another cool morning tomorrow. But tomorrow morning's cool start to the day comes with the chance of a little bit of moisture. Is it rain? Is it graupel? Is it snow? It's likely all of the above. I think the rain is kind of south central Washington. Here in Spokane, I think we're right on the edge of it. You might wake up to a little bit of light graupel. Light is the big key word here. It's one of those ones where there's not much moisture, there's not much energy. What moves through is going to do so quickly and then fizzle out as fast as it does by tomorrow afternoon. Might see a little bit of sunshine as temperatures once again climb into the 40s. Tomorrow afternoon and this afternoon kind of look pretty similar in ways of cloud cover and temperatures. Saturday winds up a little bit cooler after the passage of that front. And then Sunday, temperatures climb into the low 40s once again. So all in all, not looking too bad, but a system moving in early next week is likely going to drop our temperatures back down a little bit lower than normal or near normal, which means cooler than where they've been, and bring us another couple of chances of moisture. I'll walk you through that coming up in the full forecast.
Sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. This week, we have been reporting on the history of Brian Coburger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow, Idaho last year. Investigator Chris Ingalls with our sister station in Seattle went to Coburger's hometown in Pennsylvania as he digs into this story. So here's a preview of that story that will air on KREM 2 News at 6.
Tonight, we talked to friends and former classmates to piece together the history of the suspect charged in the Idaho College murders case.
I looked it up, I typed, Idaho murders, and then like, holy crap, that's Brian. That's Brian. I know Brian. That's wild to me.
This Pennsylvania man has been friends with Coburger since the 8th grade. How did he get started in drugs?
He got in drugs via an acquaintance of his. It was definitely heroin. It was pretty gnarly.
He reveals the ups and downs of Brian Coburger's life. And we'll talk to a college student who says he saw another side to the criminology student turned accused murderer.
Very intense stare. I remember that. I'll never forget that. Looking right into my soul almost, as we were having this back and forth.
Did friends or classmates see signs of trouble ahead for Brian Coburger? I'm Chris Ingalls in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
So again, you can watch the full investigation into the life of that suspect coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 6. In other big stories at this hour, Russell Wilson's foundation, Why Not You, is defending its practices after a USA Today investigation questioned the amount of money it actually gives to charity. USA Today reports federal tax returns show the foundation spent nearly $600,000, or just 24 cents of every dollar, on charitable activities in the years of 2020 and 2021 combined. Nearly double as much as $1.1 million on salaries and employee benefits. It also points to more than $200,000 in a salary for one executive who also worked for Sierra and Russell Wilson's family office. In an online statement, the foundation says since it was founded in 2014, we have successfully partnered to deliver over $13 million benefiting education, pediatric cancer research, and hunger prevention.
Today, the Washington State Supreme Court is reviewing an appeal to a temporary restraining order against billions of dollars in dividend payouts to Albertsons investors. Albertsons is set to merge with Kroger. A temporary restraining order prohibiting the payout was lifted about 2 weeks ago. Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson filed a lawsuit in an effort to delay the payments, but was not successful. Well, the state of Washington has the highest excise tax on cannabis products in the continental United States. Well, now some lawmakers want to make that even higher. Currently, consumers pay 37% of the selling price in taxes on each cannabis product they buy. But a new bill would grow that excise tax on products up to 65%, depending on the THC potency. Dispensary owners worry that more expensive weed will drive consumers back to the black market.
You can only pay so much. The cheaper option is going to be out on the street where it isn't tested or regulated.
The bill would also put an age limit of 25 years old to buy high-potency THC products unless it's for medical purposes.
Taking a look at Northwest news tonight, the state of Idaho is looking to cut its wolf population by half. They say it's because of the wolves' predatory nature that is bringing them into conflict with the state's livestock industry. Data shows wolves killed nearly 300 livestock from July 1st of 2021 to June 31st of 2022. Since 2014, wolves have killed nearly 1,300 livestock.
We just want to bring those wolf populations in balance to reduce livestock depredations and also be able to recover some of our elk herds where they're down.
Wildlife activists, though, say that plan goes too far. They're now advocating for non-lethal management strategies.
Having livestock guardian dogs, range riding, and having devices that emit light or noise.
If Idaho is willing to invest in that instead of just spending millions of dollars killing wolves, we could see livestock losses drop down to near zero.
Currently, there is no limit to how many wolves hunters and trappers can legally kill with a permit.